Happy Saturday, everybody. Running a little bit behind. I booted up the computer. My one of my lights wasn't working, so I was like, I don't know if we could do this like full on in the dark. I don't think that would work out too well. What's up, Dion? How you doing? I saw you were one of the first people in here, man. I was struggling to get in. What's up, Fluxbucks? How are you doing? Sean's here. Stixie. Deet. How am I doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I had to wake up kind of early for a few errands, but I just took a bit of a nap. So hopefully got a little bit of energy out of it. I was up till like 5 in the morning playing Baldur's Gate because I'm just obsessed with that right now. But I'm gonna be playing some Spider-Man later tonight, finally. So so we'll have like a little bit of a break and a gap after this stream ends, but I'll probably at least try to stream Spider-Man later this evening. But other than that, everything's been pretty okay. Had a couple weird wrenches thrown in to the mix this morning, but managed to adapt, shift around those things, and it ended up being all right for the most part. What's up, Ginger? Going all right. Hey, Shay, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thanks you for keeping me company while I'm in my office working. Well, I'm here for you. You can listen to me rant and rave and do my best to keep up with chat today. Hope work's not too bad for you though. But you got time to listen to me. Maybe you're kicking back a little bit. Hopefully it's an easy day. Having so much fun. I'm assuming I'm having so much something with Gen V and Doom Patrol, man. If it's fun, me too. Me too. What was your reaction when Gen V got renewed? I was like, I'm honestly not surprised at all. Not surprised at all that we got a renewal for it, but I'm excited because I'm really loving it so far. You know, I like I've said before a few times, I like it more than the last season of The Boys at this point. And I'm sure it's just they're gonna just help grow each other from this point onward. So hopefully we can see some stuff evolve a little bit. I'm excited for that, man. I'm looking forward to it. I wanted to buy some camo pants, but I couldn't see any. I'm 60. I'm hitting up with the bad jokes again today. Do you have any Halloween plans? Yeah, nothing. My plan is to do nothing and relax. Well, it depends. Halloween day is a Tuesday, so I gotta work. I don't have anything to record that night, as far as I'm aware, so hopefully just chill, man. That's kind of all I want to do. Spider-Man 2 have a chance to win Game of the Year? I mean, I haven't played it yet, so I can't really say anything. I haven't had a chance to play. Maybe. I like, even though, like, as much as I love what Insomniac has done with these games and stuff like that, this would have to really kind of pull out a lot of stops to beat out some of the other games that I think probably would more than likely deserve it over it. But who knows? Maybe once I play it and get through it all, I'll be turned all around on that. But right now, I have a couple that I could imagine beating it out right now, or at least one for sure that I think is definitely my lead contender at the moment. How cool would it be in the movie if Darbin had the entanglement too, and whenever she used the bangle, she'd just switch with one of the marbles, and I think that'd be a cool, funny concept. Is that who's Darbin? Is that, I forget? Is that the villain's name? I mean, the woman with the other bangle? I don't know. I mean, it could be interesting. It'd be interesting. Fun. I was right. I assumed correctly. I rewatched Ahsoka after watching Clone Wars and Rebels, and honestly, it makes it much worse. It just feels like the emotional heart of the show is just non-existent. Also, the dialogue is just off for some reason. See, I don't feel that way. I feel like it all makes sense, especially considering we're 9 years after the last time we've seen any of these characters interact with one another. What's up, Little Root? Welcome back. What's your favorite theory? Why? Disregard. I will. You know how Loki Season 2 should end? No. I have no idea. A big kaiju battle with missed minutes. If I watch Ahsoka and Rebels back to back, I'll just wish it was more like Rebels. I'm fine. What's up, Dense Boy? This newest episode solidified Jordan Lee as my favorite character in The Boys universe. I have never seen such good chemistry between two actors, Jordan and Jordan, yet three, Mary, Jordan and Jordan. I kind of agree. Jordan is my favorite character, I think, right now. Just in concept and depth and performance and intrigue. I just sympathize with them so much. In a lot of different ways, man. Like, it's just, they're so interesting. I get where everybody's coming from. Let's be real. Like, all these characters feel very real. So if you like remove the superhero element out of it, it'd be a really good like mystery drama at its core still. Also, is Ahsoka a Jedi or not? I really liked her in Rebels because she wasn't a Jedi, but I guess she isn't one now. But yeah, she that's the whole conflict of Episode 5 in Ahsoka. The reason she says she is no Jedi is because she doesn't walk that code. She even says that to Huyang on the ship in Ahsoka. The Jedi, the problem with the Jedi was the way that they decided to lock things down. And that's what Baylan was doing differently, and that's what Ahsoka's doing differently. She's carrying on those teachings, but she's also not adhering to the things that made them fail. She knows what the Force is. She understands it in a very different way. I think she, like Qui-Gon Jinn, is a truer form of Jedi. She just has a hang-up with that word because of what it means in her past. She's never not been a Jedi. I'll say that. Like, no matter what, that line, as badass as it sounds, was it was a part of the flaw of her character and her understanding of what she's been doing her entire life. And why she needed to move past that in Ahsoka. That was the whole hinge of her story, was letting go of the problems she has with what the lessons she's learned and all of that. It was the antithesis of Baylan's journey. If you could cast Green Goblin in the MCU, who would you cast? Bill Skarsgård. Why not? Why not? Let's have him play some more creepy people. Some mercenary. Are you still getting an Andor Season 2? I mean, I haven't heard anything. Yeah, I mean, it's still greenlit. It's still being worked on. It's still good to go. We know how many episodes it's going to be. Everybody's locked in for it. It's just whenever they get to shoot it is what we don't know about. That's locked in. I feel like Jedi has a different meaning in the times after Revenge of the Sith. I feel like any light side Force user is a Jedi. That's pretty much kind of the extent of it. You know, anybody that can wield the Force, like, a lot of people are going to see them and treat them as a Jedi, whether they are or they are not. However, Ahsoka, I think, is. Like, in the purest of senses. Which, despite this, still begs the question why she has this revelation, and still allows Luke to do what he's doing. Is a little bit of a hiccup. The villain, yeah. Have I seen Saw X yet? I have. I have just not made a review for it. I saw it the weekend it came out, and I have not made a review for it, and that is not at all because I didn't like it, because I really freaking liked it. I just hadn't had the, I don't know, maybe motivation is part of it, and a lot of other things were just such a much higher priority over the last couple weeks. I just haven't recorded a damn thing about it. I loved it. You know, if the first film wasn't so memorable and iconic, I think Saw X might be the best Saw movie. Also, I don't understand why fans like Thrawn. He just seems like a mildly competent officer. But Ahsoka doesn't prove he is the master tactician that fans seem to make him out to be. See, I disagree. I feel like everything that he did in the show was extremely pragmatic and tactical. But we haven't had time to meet him too much in this. Like, Rebels does that a little bit more. His trilogy of canon books do that even more. Thrawn was a book character. Until Rebels, he was never in anything visually. And he made life a living hell for Luke, Han, Leia, and all of that. And the EU. So, like, he was a very... out of a lot of the EU stuff, he was one of the biggest beloved things that had ever been created that wasn't directly by George, and then they managed to bring him back in a lot of ways and made him canon and made a new trilogy of canon books all around him as well. And, you know, there's a lot of legends, there's a lot of lore around him that is what most people who love Thrawn are attached to, and his demeanor in Rebels is a lot of that as well. And I feel like it carried over into this. There are a couple decisions where I can't see it, where I can, like, maybe feel like there's a way to poke some holes into it, but every time he came out of there, he like, freaking, I don't know, he was 5D chess and everything. Everything was poking and prodding, but he had one goal, and that was to get the fuck off that planet. So everything else was just trying to gather as much intel and hold them off as much as he could just to get out of there. I mean, I feel like everything he did in the show was pretty fucking smart. There was like one or two things that I was just like, well, could you have not done X? Like, could they have not just, I know once they had finished loading the cargo, shouldn't they have flown up to the ring rather than have the ring come down to them? That's the only thing that I actually bumped into. Aside from that, my only other issue with Ahsoka was just that a lot of the fights and action sequences felt kind of sluggish. The only one that didn't was Ahsoka's fight with Merrick and Ahsoka's fight with Anakin. I feel like most of the other fights felt kind of slow and a little too... We didn't have enough time to practice some of this. It still looked good, but I wish it was just sped up a little bit more, especially the zombie fight. Freaking love Loki so much. I am having so much fun with Loki right now, especially this last episode. How funny is that the Victor Timely was in a love triangle and didn't even know it? It's more like in his situation, because they believe him to be something he's not yet, at least. They both love this version of him. It's almost like the parasocial obsession fans will have with a celebrity. Like, they've built him up in their head, like the version, at least for Ravonna, that she never remembers meeting. So it's like she's meeting her idol for the first time and getting hit with the reality of that. Like, she's got this love for him, but he doesn't quite feel it the other way. And Miss Minutes is kind of like that. It's like two hardcore super fans of his who are obsessed with him, and he doesn't understand any of that. And he's like, what the hell have I stepped into? I have a feeling the MCU is going to get rebooted after Secret Wars. I mean, that's the reports that we're getting. There's some things Kevin Feige has even said that seem to be pushing people that direction. So, like I said it before, I think it's kind of probably likely that we'll get at least some kind of soft reboot after Secret Wars. Scarlet Witch versus Homelander. Scarlet Witch would destroy Homelander, dude. God, Jordan's male actor Derek Love acted his heart out this last episode. Dude, the acting from everybody was so good. I don't know the guy that plays Andre, but like his fragileness is so apparent. Just everybody. The whole cast is really damn good. But yeah, the two Jordans I think really knocked it out of the park that episode, especially, and on top of that, Andre's actor. And whoever plays Kate, man, she just looks so distraught 24/7. I'm not sure what's going to happen in season 4 of The Boys. At this point, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. But we gotta know that soup virus is definitely going to come into play. What's up, Diamond? Hi there, it's Farstar Live. Well, welcome. enjoy your stay, and let me know if you got any questions, anything you want to talk about. What rank would you rank Blue Beetle of the most powerful scale in the DCEU? Well, I mean, we're talking power scaling. He would just be just above Batman, but I still think Batman would find a way to beat him in a fight. But I mean, out of all the characters we have, he's not anywhere near Shazam. He's not anywhere near anybody on that family. He's not anywhere near half of the Justice League. Maybe Cyborg. Cyborg, I think, would be the closest he'd be able to match up with, and I think he could probably, in a fight, beat Cyborg. So he could probably beat Cyborg. But everybody else, I think, would beat his ass. But the thing about Blue Beetle isn't his power. It's just Jaime. He's just an endearing character. How are you liking the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I'm having a really damn good time with it, man. I'm loving the storylines. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving seeing like how everything's playing out in it. How are you feeling with Agents? Kind of just the same thing, actually. Excited for what's to come. Any predictions? I don't really have any predictions outside of the one thing I know is going to happen. That's about it, but I'll leave that out. Blue Beetle was good. Loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. It had some problems. It wasn't perfect, but it was a damn good time, and that's all I can ask for from any of these comic book movies anymore, man, is like at least be fun. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. We're still getting a Peacemaker Season 2. Yes. Yes, we are. We just heard James Gunn talking about it last week, actually. After the recent Loki episode, I realized that there's probably a version of Age of Ultron where Wanda is in a love triangle between Ultron and Vision. Oh, that would be weird. That would be awkward, but that would be kind of funny. Hope Blue Beetle meets the Titans. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen in one version or other. Faith Ron suffers from Dune syndrome, as both widely praised books with complex, intelligent, morally ambiguous characters and other writers trying to copy that, only to dilute the original source. See, again, that's all your personal opinion. I don't feel like we got a diluted Thrawn at all. Let's see. I think the Actors Guild reaches a decision. There won't be any shooting till that's resolved. Oh, I mean, duh. I mean, for sure. I mean, we know these shows are going, but they can't shoot anything. That's a given. That's a given. Do you think Chris Evans would ever come back as Captain America and since Anthony Mackie is character? Yeah, I mean, he said he would as long as he didn't feel like it would be a cash grab, so he's more than open to it as long as it makes sense. Anybody playing Spider-Man 2? I'll be playing Spider-Man 2 later tonight, assuming everything goes to plan. So with Mara Jade would have been incorporated in the new Star Wars continuity. Me freaking too, man. Me too. Lots of other people as well. Spider-Man Miguel O'Hara from the movie versus Batman, Robert Pattinson. Who's winning? Oh, Miguel would whip the fuck out of Robert Pattinson's Batman right now. But fictional character death still gets you. Dobby still gets me every time. I mean, the biggest Harry Potter death that got me was honestly Hedwig. When I read that page, that was the only page in all of Harry Potter that ever made me actually tear up. That's the only time I cried reading a book, actually. That's definitely not one that I would say lingers, though. That's a really hard question, actually. I know that's an easy one to jump to, but it isn't one of them. I would say none of those are up there for me. Even though it wasn't permanent, Goku's sacrifice in the Cell games, man, at the time, dude, I was like, no fucking way. That wrecked me pretty hard. Oh, what was another one? Yeah, I don't know. There's a couple, but I'm struggling to think. Every time like a question like this comes up, it takes me a while to like sync up a little bit. You know what? Fuck it. Eddie. Eddie from Stranger Things. I'll go with that. Eddie from Stranger Things still fucks me up a little bit. Oh, yeah. I forget her name, but the player that sacrificed themselves for Cybiuk in Squid Game, that also is there. I thought your reaction to Happy Death Day was hilarious. Thank you. I'm glad that a lot of people seem to be enjoying it. I had a lot of fun with it. It was hilarious. I think the only Legends thing I really want to see in canon is Star Wars, is Revan, because that's the whole fandom basically considers it canon already. Well, Revan is canon. To what extent, we don't know. Revan was mentioned. Revan was even going to appear in a deleted Clone Wars episode. There are animatics of Revan in Clone Wars that didn't get realized. And they do consider the episodes of Clone Wars that didn't get made still canon, because even the Boba Fett episode where he fought Cad Bane was referenced, or at least carried over into Cad Bane's appearance into Book of Boba Fett. But one of the cruisers in the, what was it? The Final Order, Palpatine's fleet on Exegol, all of the Star Destroyers were named after Sith Lords of old. There's a couple of interesting Easter eggs in that, but one of the ships was called the Revan. So that's another reference to him in canon, at least. We just don't know how much of that story is canon. But in my head, until they do something else, the whole thing is. Thrawn came out of nowhere intellectually. Bro saved his species. That is very, very true. He saved his entire species from the Empire. Max should give us Sliders a reboot. Starring Paxton Singleton, Philip Wood, Chris Wood, Christian Magny, Jeff Ward, Megan Rath, and Chantel. I don't know what Sliders is. I have no idea what that even is, to be honest. You think we could get a season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi? A season 2, maybe not, but another limited series with Obi-Wan at the center? Maybe. They've definitely been talking about it, but I don't know if it would technically be a season 2, but you never know. You never know. Fictional character deaths. Tex death from Bad Batch for some reason hits me really hard every time I rewatch it. Oh my god. Hold up. No, never mind. If watch Ahsoka 2 times faster, the fight scenes look better. Yes, that is very much it. Miss Minutes is Miss Freaky. Yes, she is, dude. She is down bad. I want a Miss Minutes holographic alarm clock. I don't. What's up, Juan? How have I been lately? Been pretty good. Hope life has been kind to you. It's been a little stressful these past couple of weeks, but right now, I don't have too many complaints. I'm just riding it through. But I hope you've been well, man. And hey, good vibes. I hope you're good as well, man. Thank you for that. Caleb, I think Kevin Feige should step down as president of Marvel Studios after Secret Wars and let him focus more on being chief creative officer of Marvel Comics that he was promoted to a few years ago. I mean, hell, dude deserves a little bit of a break after that. You gotta remember, Homelander is a big fish in a small pond of 99% of the time. He doesn't actually need to fight anyone because he's OP. Put him other super universes, he's kind of screwed. That is very, very true. Homelander is the weakest Superman clone that I think exists. Every time he shows up in a who would win, Superman, Omni-Man, or Homelander, I'm like, dude, Homelander 1 is the first one dead. Like, he would die in the aftermath of the other two fighting each other. But yeah, he's powerful in his continuity, in his universe, but put him anywhere else, he struggles a little bit, a lot in a lot of cases. It's crazy the amount of things that writers can get Jensen Ackles to say on these shows with a straight face and not break character. That is always peak. Like, I don't know. There's some things like you're a great actor when you say some really weird off the cuff shit and you don't crack. And I just wonder how many times maybe they had to shoot that. And it's not even like that you don't crack too. Like the other people across from you have to also not crack. I'm ready to see John Bernthal as a Punisher again. Me too. Me too, man. Sabine's both Mandalorian and Jedi, and Grogu, both Force Wielder and Mandalorian. Yup. Both of them coming for that Vizsla bloodline lineage thing. What was I trying to say? Legacy. Trying to take that up. Be the next Jedi Mandalorian Mandalore. Last episode, Chucky had me shook for a minute. I was like, y'all better not be taking him out like that. Dude, me either, dude. Like, it was shocking. It was wild. It was wicked. It was brutal. It was all those good things, but like, if that's how Andy went down, I was going to be pretty fucking pissed. Amanda Waller scared me, if the fact that she is crazy. Fair. I wonder when Chucky is going to come out with more episodes. We don't know yet. It all depends on when the strikes end. Other than that, we don't know. What was your favorite song in the Doom Patrol episode? I'm surprised they held off from doing a musical this long. Dude, I don't know. It's tough. I think my favorite song at the end was the one at the end, honestly. The final one with Isabel, with Immortus. And them doing, like, and her puppeting them. Because I just loved hearing her entire song be this twisted version of the Doom Patrol theme song from the opening sequence, with these lyrics about their lives and how they just wander through it, and her just trying to like keep them down, like all of that. That was hauntingly beautiful. Again, it's one of the things that I really love about that opening. It's like it's got this melancholic, sad, macabre kind of feel to it, but it's still got that ethereal kind of hopeful, like kind of resignation that calms you, that like things might be fucked up, but maybe there's something good that can be found in the chaos of life. Is that some heady ass shit I just pulled out of my ass? Yes it is, but that's how I just feel every time. Sometimes it makes me sad, but most of the time it just makes me so calm when I'm just sitting there. Like in the watch-alongs, like you're ever watching, a lot of times I'm just kind of like my eyes closed and I'm just like listening, absorbing that theme song. Aside from that one, maybe the one with Brendan Fraser singing about beating his meat. Gen V got renewed. Eric Kripke said season 1 finale would be a handoff to The Boys season 4, and the ending of that would hand off to Gen's. I love that. That's awesome. Let's do that. That has me excited for The Boys season 4 more than I was then. Hell yeah. Let's do that. See what I'm saying? Is Sabine is Mandalorian turned Jedi, and Grogu is Jedi turned Mandalorian. I feel like that's very significant somehow. Lots of focus on the bending of the two factions recently. I do like that a lot. I do like, and I'm very curious to see what that's going to be long term. Am I going to see Killers of a Flower Moon? I'm going to try. I'm going to try to see it Sunday, tomorrow. No, I'm hoping to see it Sunday. I really do want to see it. That's not a movie I'm going to react to. Like, I'm not going to react to that and wait for that to come out. I want to see that in a theater. Otherwise, I feel like when Martin Scorsese dies, he might haunt me. After the Suicide Squad and Shang-Chi, I just want a fun superhero movie too. Agreed. Like, it can be sloppy, it can have issues, it can have some shoddy CGI, but as long as I have a good time, I don't care. I don't care. You know? I'm just tired of soulless ones that leave me feeling like I just wasted my time. Like a couple of MCU movies that have come out in the last 2 years, 3 years. When do you think Andy will come back into the main story again? Your guess is as good as mine right now, man. I'm not sure how all these things are going to link back around. Imagine a Dathomiri, Zabrak, and Mandalorian. They could have a potential of more powerful than Darth Maul. Well, they could. That they could. I would love to see a Dathomiri that attempted to become a Jedi. I mean, we saw a Dathomiri become a Sith with Ventress, and then, like, repent, have her little redemption arc, She never quite became a Jedi, though, but, like, I don't know. An actual Night Sister. Like, somebody like Mirren. Like, she was Dathomiri, but she wasn't a Night Sister, right? So I'd love somebody who can conjure and use and manipulate the Ichor, who also decided to become a Jedi. That would be kind of interesting. Because that really seems like an opposing conflict of ideologies right there. What are the chances that Taylor Swift actually appears in Deadpool 3? I mean, honestly, they'd probably be pretty high, for real. One more episode of Chucky, and season 3 part 1 is over, right? That is correct. Until they get back to filming. Yep, we only have, next week's the last episode until they can finish filming the other half. Yeah, I give up on seeing the sequel. I give up on seeing a sequel to Eternals. Yeah, I feel like that's probably not going to happen at this point. What's up, Star Drew? How you doing? Miguel O'Hara is thick, Robert. Batman hasn't fought any supernatural peeps. He's way slower than 2099. Oh, yeah, he'd get wrecked real hard. I don't know if you talked about it already. What was your opinion on the Daredevil Born Again news? Like, once I heard what they were wanting to do, like, I wouldn't have been off-put about it if they did it in a good way. If they had, like, a good story at its meat with Matt and it was intriguing and interesting, I wouldn't be upset if they held off on him suiting up for 4 whole episodes. If it was good and intriguing, if there's a lot of good character building in it. I know most audiences are way too impatient for that these days and would just be nothing but a little whiny bitches about it. But it seems like it wasn't good enough to pass their litmus test, so that's good. If they didn't think it was good and they're scrapping it, it at least gives me hope that they're trying to make sure the product they put out is good. Is something that we'll like, something that they like. If they didn't even like it, chances are we probably wouldn't have been liked it either. So, while on paper, it could have been good, we haven't seen it, so I can't say. But if it was just like, if it was like really good, like HBO top tier Vince Gilligan level character writing for 4 episodes without him in the suit, I would be all on board for that. Give me all the legal stuff. Give me the lamenting, mournful Matt, and I could eat that up. If you give me a good story, if you give me some good acting, some good mood, and a progression, I'll take it. No matter how long it takes me to get to that suit, I'll eat that up. I made it through all of Better Call Saul, man. I can take it through 4 episodes of no Daredevil in a Daredevil show. If it's good. But if it wasn't good and we waited 4 episodes for some Daredevil action, fuck that. So it all depends, but apparently it wasn't good enough for them. They scrapped it, they're starting over, and that at least gives me hope that they know they have to get Daredevil right. I think a lot, at least for me, that's the thing out of everything they've announced I'm the most excited for. I don't care about Avengers Secret Wars, I don't care about Kang Dynasty. The only thing I'm looking forward to is what they're going to do with this Daredevil show. And if it ended up sucking, dude, that would probably be a last straw in my book. So I think they know they've got a legacy that they got to live up to with the other show, because whether or not it's connected or not, that is going to come with it. That expectation, because it will never be compared to that. So if it's anything less than that, it's going to be an issue. So I'm glad that they're taking it seriously regardless. Well, I'll review 2001: A Space Odyssey. I'll more than likely do a reaction to it one of these days if I ever get around to it. One thing I give Chucky's show credit for is that for the most part, no one's safe outside of the main trio and legacy characters. Everyone else can die. In fact, most have over the seasons. That is very true. I was really hoping Miss Fairchild would make it out of this, but rest in peace. That one upset the fuck out of me, man. It really did. Just shows how much of a truly messed up asshole he is. But damn it, is Chucky so fun to watch. Whenever you start playing the new Spider-Man game, how long is it going to take you to beat the whole game? I don't know. There's no way I could know that. It just depends on how long the story is and how easily I get through it without failing and having to redo parts. I don't know. I don't know how long the game is. That's a huge variable thing. I don't know. I have no way to know that. Enjoyed your reaction to House of Usher. Where do you think that sits in the Flanagan's horror stuff? In my opinion, it's the most impressive adaptation since he's had to juggle tons of stuff from Poe. I do think I still prefer Hill House as a show. Maybe not as an adaptation, but as a show, Hill House, it's got that sweet spot for me. I think it's still my favorite, but this falls right between it and Midnight Mass, I think, for me. So it's my second favorite. So I at least right now. So I'm gonna go Hill House, Fall of Usher, House of Usher, Midnight Mass, then Bly Manor and Midnight Club. And Midnight Club only falls that far because it's an incomplete story, which just sucks because I think it had a lot of potential. Force wielders who pure Sith, Mandalorian who's a Jedi, that would be cool. Agreed. I don't think I'm ready for the end of Stranger Things. I was just thinking about that. It's gonna be intensely emotional, man. Yo, Eddie's death and Max is almost at him. He effed up for a bit after watching it. Dude, no kidding, man. Eddie's really hit me pretty hard. The entire Spider Society, including all the live-action Spider-Man versus all the iterations of the Power Rangers. I'd probably have to go with the Power Rangers, honestly. If Chris Evans ever comes back as Captain, I'll lose my shit. He was my favorite character, and they should have just left him alone. I agree. I wish they would have, because they played to the trope. New character dies. They've done that every season, and I was just really hoping this would be the one time maybe somebody in the group died instead of the new guy. I also think it would be good if Kevin Feige took over for Bob Iger as CEO of the Walt Disney Company. I mean, if Iger stays on until Secret Wars, and then Kevin could take over if he leaves. That would be a huge step for Kevin Feige. I don't know if I'd want him that distance from it, but having somebody with that much of a creative mind up there, that would be really cool. I think that would do a lot for the Disney brand. I love Eddie, but for some reason I forget about him all the time because he was only in one season. That's fair. He made such an impact for me, man. Happy Death Day was fun. Love the time loop stuff. Edge of Tomorrow was a banger too. Agreed to both of those. Still waiting on Edge of Tomorrow 2. Hey, one day, maybe. One day, maybe. One can hope, indeed. Another death that still gets me is 5s from Clone Wars. That's a good one. That is a really good one. Impactful one, rather. The Dimensional Watch in the Spider-Verse or the DeLorean from Back to the Future, which one did you pick? The Watch, because that's less inconvenient. I don't know if Tech is dead yet, so I'm not counting him out yet. Hey, I'm kind of right there with you. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's see. After watching Top Gun Maverick, I'm just wondering if we're getting another Top Gun movie. I mean, maybe, but I don't think we need one. We didn't need a Maverick either for that part, but I mean, there's definitely stories to tell there with him and shit. What was his name? What was his call sign? Turkey? I don't remember. Not Goose. What was his name? Damn it. What was Goose's son's call sign's name? I don't even remember the character's name. I don't even remember his call sign. Chicken. Duck. Cluck Boy. Rooster. Thank you. I knew it was something chicken related. I just couldn't remember what it was. Lightsaber or Stormbreaker? What are you picking? Dude. I don't know, but Stormbreaker, I can like do some crazy shit. Lightsaber's iconic, but Stormbreaker comes with a lot of extra stuff than a lightsaber. Like Bifrost, flight, lightning powers. Honestly, I hate to say it, but I might go with Stormbreaker. I'd probably end up killing myself first with a lightsaber than anything. Bro said every chicken name but Rooster. Yeah, whoops. If Marvel movies moving forward are more multi-season, if Marvel moves forward doing more multi-season shows like Loki, how do you feel about more seasons of Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight? I would love more Moon Knight. I would love more She-Hulk. I definitely think Miss Marvel could go for some more stuff. There's a lot of stuff to explore there. A Hawkeye show, I'm not sure if I necessarily need a season 2 because a lot of those characters are pulled 100 different ways. You know? Sliders is a science fiction TV show from the 90s where 4 people travel to other dimensions. It had Jerry O'Connell. Yeah, never. The name sounds familiar, but I've never. Like, nothing comes to mind when I think about it. I mean, it sounds interesting. Did you hear anything about a Brightburn sequel? I heard that they are talking about writing one, but honestly, I don't want to see a Brightburn sequel. That movie was severely disappointing in my book, so I don't know. Maybe it could be interesting. Anything could be interesting, but I'm not going into it with high hopes if they do. What do you think Ravonna and Miss Minutes' next play is? All I know is it has something to do with revealing to Ravonna the secrets and truths of her past. So I don't know. Outside of that, I have no idea. But I think it's going to be those two are going to be the actual villains of the season. Before Endgame came out, Spider-Man's death messed with my head for a bit. Oh yeah, that was a big one too. That one really got me. That lingered with me for a while after that. I mean, I knew it'd be undone, but like it still was a huge hit because of the performance. Not gonna lie, I miss Foggy and Karen. I want them back. Me freaking too. Did you ever see yourself being loved by over 50,000 people? I don't know that they all love me. I think some of them tolerate me. They just find me funny. But I think some people in there really enjoy my company. At least. Well, I don't know about everyone else, but I love you, man. And I've been doing fine. Just started my new job 2 weeks ago. Well, congrats on that. I'm glad that you have, I hope it's fun. I hope it works out for you. Hope everything goes well. But thanks for stopping in and checking in on us, man. You've been here for some time, dude, so I really appreciate that. There's a gnat in here. That is going to start to annoy the shit out of me. From the first Chucky to where we are now, I did not see it coming at all. You know what? Same. We're a long way away from where Child's Play started. That's for sure. Every dramatic Disney character death hits me too, usually. No, now think of it. I don't think that I can think of too many that really ever like hit me that hard. Mufasa was close, but like I don't remember it ever like carrying with me. Now Littlefoot's mom, Land Before Time. Now that hit. Do you think they actually took Ghost out of the Thunderbolts? Is that a thing people were saying? I hope not. Toy Story 3 made me emotionally, especially after that one scene. Yeah, Toy Story 3 was really freaking good, man. Just watch your Agent of Shield reaction to episode 9. You mentioned X-Files a lot. If it were a drinking game, I would be drunk. Just go. We have a Omni Media drinking game, an unofficial one. You know, hold on. What were the rules again? I had to like make a note of it. We came up with it one stream. I'm pretty sure I favorited it. Where are my favorites? Yeah, here we are. If I mention Power Rangers, X-Files, Revan, Kingdom Hearts, or a random use of an out-of-pocket movie quote, or shadow dropping my age, if any of those get brought up, you drink. So those are the things to watch out for. If I make a Power Rangers comment, X-Files, mention Darth Revan, Kingdom Hearts, or random movie quotes, or somehow hinting to my age or bringing up my age in some way, is a drink. I would love it if we got a what if episode of The Boys, where Butcher wakes up in a world where Homelander is good and has to grapple with living in a world where heroes are heroes and villains are villains. That would be an interesting fucking episode, you know? And I did drink. I just took a drink. Good job. Yeah, dude, that would be interesting. I would love that. Like, actually have his worldview challenged, like, wholly. That would be good. Like if somebody put him in a spell or used their powers to put him into a world like that, that could be a fun episode. What's up, Avik? Is it weird to develop a crush on Miss Minutes after the latest episode? Hey, I'm not one to kink shame, but a little weird. A little weird. A little weird. Like, sometimes weird's good, man. Weird's good, man. Everybody's weird's a little bit different than everybody else's, so I'm not going to crush on your weird. If it did it for you, it did it for you. But I thought it was creepy as fuck, dude. Let's see. Gotta go, Omni. See ya. But before I go, live in your favorite anime or live in the DC Comics universe. I would definitely choose my favorite anime over the DC comic universe. Would I though, actually? There's a lot of interesting tech in DC Comics. I probably live a pretty normal life unless I got nuked by a random meta. You know what? I'll just have my peaceful little life in my anime. That's fine. Apparently they said something about season 3 of Invincible. Yeah, I mean, it's a story we're nowhere near the end of, so I assume as long as it still hits, they're gonna keep making it. I think they've already progressed into starting working on season 3. I think I remember hearing something about that. It's just revealed to be a nightmare, but the whole time Butcher is trying to convince everyone Homelander is evil, and he pushes Homelander to an injustice moment. Oh, and he creates the villain. Oh, I like that. If someone lost their legs and arms, would they be able to grow them back, or is it impossible? It's impossible. It is currently impossible. And the episode ends with Homelander punching Butcher through the chest, and Butcher just smiles as he wakes up. I like that, but it just proves just how far gone Butcher is if that's the case. Like, he just can't accept a world where people are morally upstanding and also superheroes. To the point where he will turn them into villains and be the cause and the self-fulfilling prophecy that he brings with that. I really like that, man. Caleb, you've just been, like, popping out of nowhere these last couple of weeks with some awesome fucking story ideas. Miss Minutes was so entertaining. Watching her get jealous and go fatal attraction was brilliant. Yes, it was. And the way that they always kind of framed her where you could see her reactions while they weren't the focus, you could still see the way she was reacting to all these other comments. What if Taylor Swift plays Gwenpool or something? I mean, isn't the current rumor right now people think she's playing Dazzler? Gwenpool would be cool, though. I mean, I wouldn't be upset either way. Weird question, but you think that media, which is from a franchise or major IP, is held to a different, maybe lower standard than complete original works, as they have to build goodwill from scratch? Yes. Because there's a brand recognition. There's already a built-in love. It can go both ways, honestly. It depends. Star Wars is a bit of a hiccup right now, I would say, where there's a vast majority of people, no matter what, is going to not like something because they like the original Star Wars but hate what's happening right now. Like, there's a contingency, like a fracturing in that, where there's no way to win. It's like a crippled brand in a way, a little bit at this point. But I do think, like, having, like, genre stuff, something attached to something you're familiar with, comes with a sense of familiarity. So you're already going to go into it filling in a lot of the gaps yourself with back knowledge, with knowledge from other sources and media and stuff like that. So, like, they can get away with less because the audience is going to fill in more. And it does take a lot, I think, for something that is completely original to come in and accommodate a lot of that. It's got to be eye-catching, it's got to be fun, it's got to be engaging, it's got to be smart, it's got to be all these things all at once. And you're right, I do think that it is kind of fair, unfair, rather. But if you take that same thing and go back, all these other things started that way as well. It's just coming into something now where IP and franchises are the milk and butter of the whole thing. You know, it's a little hard to it just makes things a little difficult to break in So you are right. I do think you're right, wholly. Because also all that's going to get all the attention too. Loki season 2. Do you think OB would turn evil? Honestly, no. Right now, I don't really think so. I don't think so, but it would be an interesting twist. I do want to see Kia Kwan play an evil character. I think that would be really fun. I feel like Gwenpool could be a little younger, but for sure. Imagine Negan having a drink with Soldier Boy. That would be hilarious. Imagine Deadpool meeting Soldier Boy. Also, that would be hilarious. Imagine Shane meeting Negan. That would be an interesting matchup. I would really like to see that in like a What If Walking Dead episode. What's up, Sheena? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling well as well. Happy Saturday. Welcome. I know I'm getting to this I'm a little behind, but hopefully you're still here and listening. I mean, I would have loved a 4-episode arc of Daredevil where it's set during the blip. Foggy and Karen get dusted, and Matt has to find a reason to be a lawyer in Daredevil again. See, like, it could be interesting, but if it wasn't done well, then maybe it's best that they did scrap it. I wouldn't have been against it if it was good. Like I said, I went on a whole tangent about that, but it was I probably did that after you had already made this, because I'm just almost 20 minutes late getting to comments. Showing a little knee here. What would you do if you lived in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Probably just what I'm already doing. I don't know. I would just still play video games and do all the normal stuff. I think. Because they absolutely know they need to get Daredevil right. Yes, they do. They got some heavy expectations weighing on them. And, there's, even if they didn't bring back Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio and John Bernthal, there was already going to be a comparison to the other Daredevil show, which is highly acclaimed and beloved by most people, as like the definitive adaptation of Daredevil that exists right now. But then they did bring them back, so then you're like, okay, well, we acknowledge they were great parts of that. Now you gotta make everything else live up to that. On top of that, if the fights sucked too, that would also be enough. The writing sucked and the fights sucked. They need to make sure they land this, man, because that was the things that the show was really good for. The performances, the writing was top tier, and the action was so damn good and iconic. If I lived in the MCU, I'm taking the super soldier serum. Well, there's not a lot to go around, so it's not like you could just opt into it, my guy. Howdy Omni, saw Killers of the Flower Moon and loved it. Seen a modern Scorsese collaboration with De Niro and DiCaprio is so good, as you expected to be, and Lily Gladstone scoring places. I definitely really want to watch it. I'm going to try to see it tomorrow. Was the Midnight Mass show considered as a limited series? All of Mike Flanagan's stuff, except for Midnight Club, is a limited series. They're all one-offs. They're all one season, one-off, that's it stories. Except Midnight Club was supposed to have multiple seasons, but they canceled it after the first. Spider-Man 2 without side content is about 15 to 20 hours. With side content, it's about 25 to 30. At least according to How Long to Beat. What was it I played here recently? Well, I was playing something here recently. What was it? I was like, how long is it going to take me to beat this game? And I was like double, or at least a couple hours, like 5 to 10 hours longer than the projection for it. And I don't necessarily remember which one it was, because I think it said like it was like 2 hours to get through the opening of it, and it took me 4 of whatever it was. I don't remember what it was. Can't think of it. What's your opinion on the Scream characters, the original trio, Sidney, Dewey, Gale, and the core 4? I mean, if we're talking who do I prefer or anything like that, I definitely have a lot more of affinity to the original trio, because I just enjoy those movies more. I do like the core four. They've got a lot of good chemistry. They're a lot of fun, especially after 5. I definitely like them in 6 way more than I did in 5. Mostly Sam. Sam was the weak link in Scream 5. But I thought everybody was doing really good in there. But I mean, I just like the original trio is just iconic for me. I grew up with them, so I'm a little biased in that way. What's up, Jay, the computer expert? Remember me? I do. Vaguely. Love you. Appreciate it. Love you guys as well. Hopefully, we're talking the same way here. I can't wait for Scream 7. Me either. Eddie made me realize how the plot armor in Stranger Things is kind of bad. It is pretty intense. It is pretty intense. Feige would be a great pick as CEO. What? One Day of Hope. Star Wars 2. Huh? I'm confused on that. Did you think Run Over the Hills song was overplayed? In the season? No. Outside of the context of that, I don't personally think it's an amazing song. I like it, but in the moment, I feel like it hits harder when paired with the intensity and meaning the show added to that song, to the character, that made the song a part of that. And now it's connected to that. But yeah. Overplayed? I don't know. We have so many characters, and we lost the Red Power Ranger. Lost the only Red Power Ranger. We've lost the only Red Power Ranger? I'm confused. What's this about? I'm blanking. First said every chicken name. Finally caught up to that comment. I'm 18 minutes behind. Not terrible. Am I the only one that likes Brie Larson as Captain Marvel? Like, I'm not understanding the hate towards her. The hate is toward Brie Larson, not towards her just being Captain Marvel. People just don't like her political stances and her attitude towards certain things. Some people just bump into it, and that carries over into the projection of the movie and the character she plays. And I am not one of those people. So she has said some stuff that could be definitely taken the wrong way, so I understand some of it, but a lot of it is just unmitigated, like, just ignorance, in my opinion. Let's see. Also caught Nightmares Before Christmas for the first time, and I still don't know how I feel about it. Definitely a technical marvel, but I don't like the merging of Christmas and Halloween, though. Really? Why not? Why not? I love it, man. Love it. Iconic soundtrack, too. Fortunately for me, it was done so well. Happy Death Day to You is great as well. Hope you watch it. I'm going to try to get around to it sometime soon. It probably won't be this month, unfortunately, but I'd like to watch it soon. Other movies similar to it is Final Girls, Freaky. I did see Freaky. Watched that on my own. I didn't record anything for it, but I have seen Freaky. And Totally Killer. I think that's the new one that came out. I've seen nothing for that. Since this is going to be a Final Destination 6, I wonder if it's going to follow the other movies or if it's going to be something new. I stopped watching those after the first one. Watched the first one, enjoyed it, and in the first 10 minutes of the second movie, I was like, I'm done. I didn't watch any more of them after that. Christopher Landon, the director behind both Happy Death Day and Freaky, will be directing Scream 7. Yes, he is. I'm excited to see somebody else's vibe in it, because they're going to be switching some stuff up, and I hope it's going to be fun. Fun. I would need some killer sword training before I could wield a lightsaber. That's for damn sure. Miles Teller last year pitched a sequel to Tom Cruise and Paramount. It would be titled Top Gun Rooster. I think we should workshop the title a little bit. I understand where he's coming from, but I think we should workshop the title. You think we can get a sequel to The Black Phone? I don't necessarily know how without doing like a prequel. A prequel is the only way I think that would work. I think if Marvel rewrites Carrie and Foggy's deaths, 3 options they could have is 1, they both got blipped. Matt got blipped. Sorry, it's separated. They just had a falling out. I mean, very, very true. But everything ended on such a great place at the end of season 3. I would hate for a falling out to happen over those years. That would leave a icky taste in my mouth after everything. They already had a falling out once. 11-year Shield reactions, by the way, it's such a great show. I am liking it. Again, like, I'm really having a lot of fun with it. I found it hilarious seeing your reactions to the jump scares that fall out of Usher. You might want to blame Mike for coming up with various heart attack moments. Dude, that and the one Nell jump scare in the car in Hill House. That one almost fucking killed me. You can check out my reaction to that if you haven't seen it already. I wonder which Marvel show characters got blipped. Like from outside of the stuff, because we pretty much know everybody's status up until this point in the MCU. Do you mean like non-official MCU stuff? I miss Scarlet Witch, not gonna lie. I mean, the last we saw her was in Doctor Strange 2. Fair. Because getting blipped would affect Luke's life a lot. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. What's up, Carrie? Only finished episode 5, so no spoilers. Just wanted to pop in and let you know how much I'm enjoying your Fall of the House of Usher reactions. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Get the hell out of here. I know we've mentioned a couple things. We've I don't think we've said anything spoilery, though. So, I think you're safe, but just to be certain, be careful. Be careful. Nothing's come up yet, but just be warned. Something might come up. I think Punisher is getting blipped could add more to his character, making him more pledged to killing crime because he's been gone for so long. Ooh, he's got a lot to make up for the lost time. I like that. Do you think Aquaman 2 is going to do horribly in the box office because of one particular actor? No. If it does horribly, I don't think it has anything to do with her, to be honest. Aquaman got hate before it came out. Looks good to me. Don't have the hope for it financial-wise. We'll see how it does. I didn't expect the first Aquaman to do how good it did. Like, it's done better than most of, if not the majority of the DC brand has done as a whole. So, like, we'll see. General audiences is where you got to put your bets on. They're the wild cards, as always. I still can't believe Grant Gustin's Flash show ended. I don't know. I just miss it, especially Ralph. Man, I do miss it too. Like, it does feel weird that there's no more Arrowverse to go back to. I don't like the feeling. I do not like the feeling. They already greenlit season 3 after season 1 came out. It's been 3 years because it's based off of comics and they have Kirkman. It's already probably written. Very, very true. At the end of the Flash show, they had the 3 characters. I wonder if they would do a spin-off with those 3. No, it was just a show that the world continued on, just like the ending of Dark Knight Rises, where he passes on the suit. The world continues, whether we see it or not. See, if they're doing the light reboot, I'd see Matt being blipped one because Fisk's Rise to Power, or both got blipped. We'll see. Have you realized that both Attack on Titan and Doom Patrol are airing their series finales in the same month? I have realized this, and I cannot wait for either, man. Dude, the Attack on Titan one, man, I'm not even prepared for that, dude. Oh my god, let's go. Damn, man. And then they just announced that there's a new epilogue manga chapter coming out that takes place years after the ending of the actual manga. I don't know what that means. I've not read the manga, but that means that we're still technically not done with it when you think about it. Thoughts on known characters dying in like simple, seemingly anticlimactic ways, like Logan and Mystique stabbed by Wood, Caesar shot by arrow by Soldier, and one in Last of Us one, just a few examples. I think that always makes it feel emptier, but at the same time, sometimes there's something really surreally real about that. Like at any moment, anyone can just die from an accident, a misunderstanding, something. Like it does make it a little more realistic, and I think sometimes that can make it hit even harder and even linger and affect us even more. But yeah, I don't know. I think it just depends. It depends. But sometimes it does feel like, really? That's how this person goes out? What the hell? This feels like such a waste and disservice. I need a season 2 of The Last of Us show. I mean, you're getting at least 2. The plan is for many more, because to adapt the second game, they said it would take 2 to 3 seasons just to do the second game justice. So, whereas all of the first game was in the first season, the second game is going to be stretched between at least 2 seasons. So, I'd at least bank on 3 seasons of The Last of Us. Minimum. Correct me if I'm wrong, Omni, but Shola will continue as the Blue Beetle in the DCEU, and his film won't be mentioned. Yeah, his Blue Beetle will be in the DCU. He will still be Jaime, but his film apparently isn't canon. But elements of it could carry over. They're hand waving it, man. They're hand waving it. Like, Gunn said that no movie as of current is canon to his DC universe. But elements of past could be used for reference. Meaning that their pasts could just be very similar with some minor alterations made to the world. So, it's such a nothing answer all at the same time. I don't know. I think Scream 6 really made the core 4 great. 5 felt a bit Chad and Tara were underused. 6 brought them in all to good level. OG trio is still the best though. Agreed. Agreed. I just thought everybody else was more interesting than Sam in 5. That's just me. I feel like Blumhouse Productions never made a bad movie, or maybe I'm wrong. I would have to go through, but I would be willing to bet that they've definitely made some stinkies. We just don't talk about them that much. Because they pump out a lot of movies throughout the year, and most of them don't get any kind of discussion. Because that's how they make their bank, man. Yeah, okay, see, prime example right there. Paranormal Activity: Next of Kin. That movie was dog shit. I mean, if you liked it, power to you. I thought it was garbage. God, I have a reaction to that too. On Patreon. So let's see. What do we got? Dude, half of these I have not even heard of. They've produced all of the Paranormal Activity movies. I didn't actually know that. So, automatically some of them are stinkies. The most recent Insidious movie I didn't like at all. Yeah, a bunch of these I haven't. Oh my God, Ouija. Let's see. But again, like, there's so many really good ones. But yeah, there's some ones that definitely didn't do it for me at all. We just remember the good ones more, but they've got a shit ton of movies, man. Holy crap. Are you considering checking out the last 3 Power Rangers seasons, Dino Fury, Cosmic Fury, since it's the final arc of the old Power Rangers continuity? I don't know. I might have to eventually, but right now I'm just like, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Stranger Things version of Run of the Hill was great. Maxine, when they do it again in the finale fight, it was... Yeah, dude, in the mix, the hybrid mix that they did with that alongside the actual Stranger Things theme. Oh, dude. Oh. That was so good. Blumhouse has had hits and misses. That's kind of what they're known for. Very, very true. Rewatched Captain Marvel recently. I like it. It's not the best, but I enjoyed it. Fury and her teaming up was fun. I enjoyed the Skrull stuff. Yeah, I think it's a decent movie. I think it's a good middle of the road, maybe slightly above average Marvel movie, but it's definitely not terrible. It's not awful. I had a good time with it. I liked it for the most part. I didn't love it, but I did like it. And that was kind of the case for most people that wasn't screaming about it, at least. I feel like no one's going to give Liam Hemsworth a chance to play the role of Geralt of Rivia. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I literally have lost all interest in the show, man. God, especially after they botched the ending of season 3. Totally Killer was pretty good. Back to the Future meets Slasher. Interesting, okay. Saw Requiem for a Dream last night. Was on my watch list, as I've never seen a Darren Aronofsky movie. It was good enough that I never want to watch it again. Incredibly haunting. I've got a couple of movies like that as well. This movie was so good, but it affected me in such a way, I don't think I ever want to watch it again. But speaking of that, I just want to see, have I seen any of his? I know the name, I know some of the ones he's done, but yeah, I've not seen any of his films. I need to fix that. I really need to see The Whale. I've been putting that off for a while, but I need to watch that. I love Brandon. I need to see it. Rooster Gun Top. That's a good title example. Like it. Keep going. Can't wait to see Toby and Andrew as Spider-Man again. I mean, maybe someday. Again, I don't know, but I wouldn't put too much money on it right now, dude. Andrew maybe is the most likely of the two, but just gotta cross our fingers and hope. Totally Killer stars Kiernan Shipka. I know that name, but I don't have a face that the name goes to. Kiernan Shipka. Oh, okay. Sabrina. No, I've still only seen the first episode of Chilling Adventures. Has she been in anything else that I've seen? Nope. Other than voices and other stuff, but no. Damn. Okay. I mean, that's cool. Cool. Top Gun Running Rooster. Top Gunning Running Rooster. I like it. Let's just keep devolving. Totally Killer is a Prime original. Apprenticeship to stars into the girl who played Sabrina and Olivia Holt in Cloak and Dagger. Oh, and Olivia Holt, who was Dagger in Cloak and Dagger. Sorry, I misread that. I thought you were saying Kiernan Shipka was also in Cloak and Dagger. Me dumb. I don't think Iron Fist is coming back. I wouldn't put money on it, to be honest. I'm wholeheartedly positive they will not bring at least Danny Rand back. But who knows? Thoughts on how each of the Star Wars sequels killed off one of the OGs. I know the Carrie Fisher death changed things, but still wild how they took them all out. Yeah, I don't like it. I hate it. I mean, I knew the Han Solo thing was going to happen. We were never going to get Harrison Ford without that happening. That would have been in his contract. I mean, that's the rumor that it is, but I know he would have demanded he dies. He's tired of that character. He has wanted that character to die for 40 years. The Carrie thing, they couldn't have predicted. She was supposed to have a whole different role and part throughout, especially in the final one, but it is odd how it happened. Won this movie, won the next movie, won the next movie. Whether it was by happenstance or not, who knows? Maybe even if she was still alive, they would have found a way to kill off the character, because it seemed like they had developed a pattern. I don't know, but I don't like it. And I think part of it too is like we also never saw them get together again at all. We saw one scene with Luke and Leia, but we never saw the original trio together again. at all. It was just such a missed opportunity that I can never let that bit go. Ugh. Honestly, I don't know why people thought Quake was going to show up in Secret Invasion. I have no idea, man. I don't know. You know, there was that cavalry line that came up. Who's that? The cavalry. And that was the closest to actual evidence of something Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. possibly popping up and creeping up. Obviously, since what was all set up, you know, it would make sense for him to fall back in this serious need on that team. But it really feels like, to Kevin Feige, that show is not in his universe, is not in 616. I'm hoping Aquaman 2 makes its budget back, but besides that, I don't know. I hope at least it makes its budget back. I just hope it's fun. That's what the Aquaman movie had, a lot of issues. Like, but my God, did I have a damn good time with that movie, and it was just straight up eye candy. So as long as it's fun, funny, and good eye candy, I'll probably be satisfied. Sadly enough, that it's not going to be canonical to anything except a dead universe kind of sucks, but whatever. I want to rewatch Invincible before season 2. I liked it. I think sometimes the arcs outside of Mark, Adam Eve, and Omni-Man felt odd or weird, kind of boring. Looking forward to season 2 though. Yeah, I kind of feel you there. I mean, they're the primary people we're focused in on, and they're the only real characters I feel like that had strong arcs. So I get what you're saying. I definitely had some points in the season where it lulled a little bit, but not in a way that it really took me out of it. But we'll see what happens, man. I haven't seen shit for season 2. I'm not going to watch the trailer. I'm going to go into it completely blind. I've had one thing spoiled for me, and I think it was from the comments and from Kirkman himself made a statement about it. I know there's a concept that is going to come up in the season. That's it. And I won't elaborate into that. If somebody in here has just happened to manage to avoid all of that this far, I won't mention it. That's one thing I do know is going to be incorporated this season. Recommended Fall of the House of Usher to my dad. No subtext there at all. Be a good dad, Dad. Don't be like Roderick Usher. Jaime would get along so well with Courtney in the JSA. Yes, they would. That would have been an awesome one. I'm still mad the Stargirl got canceled because I like the way it ended. Felt like a cliffhanger. Me too. And again, in a very similar way to The Flash, just that, hey, this might be the end here, but these characters, this world will continue to live on its own, with or without the camera. I like the idea of it. I don't mind endings like that. Hell, Daredevil season 3 ended like that. You know, but it does leave you in a way wanting in some ways. What's up, Sketch? It's Morbin time. Yes, it is. Word of advice, Omni, when preparing to watch movies or TV shows that are horror-based, prep yourself for jump scares. Dude, I did! I knew they were coming! And sometimes I just still can't. Still can't. They still get me sometimes. Hot take, Thor Love and Thunder is the worst Marvel movie. Is it? Is it a hot take? Is it? I honestly think I like Thor the Dark World more than Thor Love and Thunder, man. Love the latest Doom Troll. I'm going to miss that show and all of its characters, man. Me too. That final sequence, again, I talked about it earlier, where Immortus was like bringing their theme song diegetically into the world of the universe while they're being puppeteered. Like the absurdity of it all, while at the same time being a perfect representation of what the show has been from the very beginning, all to the backtrack of the song itself at the opening. It made me tear up. It made me like get really emotional. I was like, wow, this is the moment where I'm like, this is the moment that really made it sink in how much I'm gonna miss this show. I don't think we'll ever see a sequel to Morbius. Hey, don't say never, man. Sony loves to make stupid decisions. Looking forward to Five Nights at Freddy's this week. Gonna get some food and watch it with some friends on Peacock. Looking forward to your reaction. I wonder where most people are gonna see it. I wonder how many people are gonna see it in theaters and how many people are gonna stream it at home. You know, we haven't had a simul release in a while, like a day and date release in a while. But yeah, I'm definitely doing the reaction for it, because why wouldn't I? I'm really looking forward to it, though. I don't know. I know next to nothing about that franchise other than how it's played, because I've seen some people play it. I know nothing about the lore except for dead kids and robots. That's all I got. I like Paranormal Activity next again. What did you hate about it exactly? I mean, it just was... It followed the formula. What the fuck was that? It followed the formula while also not adhering to it in a way that made sense. It's hard to explain it. Like, I didn't like the editing. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the acting. There was some plot holes sprinkled throughout it. It wasn't fun to watch. Like, none of the build-ups or scares were entertaining for me. The characters were bland. Nothing about it really hooked me. There was a couple of moments here and there, but like, I was really disappointed with it. Like, there's been some meh Paranormal Activity movies in the past, but that's definitely the bottom if I was ranking them right now for me. Gotta go, Omni. Take care. Take it easy, good vibes. I'm guessing that the structure of The Last of Us 2 adaptation is Ellie's perspective for Season 1, Abby's for Season 3. Some transitive elements to make the POV shift make sense. It's going to be really interesting how they do it, though, because it's also, the show focuses on other people. You know, we break away from... That's the thing about this show, that from Season 1 that was also different. We weren't locked to just Joel and Ellie's perspectives. We saw others. So they also have to find a way to incorporate all the different perspectives as well that they want to show. And I don't think we're going to get one season of one and one season of the other. I don't think that would work. I don't think that would work for the long haul for people. I think it's way too overhated. I mean, for me, there's no debate that it's the weakest in that franchise. But that's just how I feel about it, man. And I guess a lot of people feel that way too. I didn't know it was overhated. No one talked about it. I saw some reviews about reviews about it that didn't give it too much of a favorable impression, but I decided to see it for myself and ended up being likely like them, also kind of hesitant by the end of it. But I'm glad some people enjoyed it, man. I wouldn't take that away from anybody, but I'm just not one of them. What's up, Justine? How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good as well. So Deadpool 3 is delayed, and I read somewhere that Captain America 4 might be pushed up and take its May release. Did they finish? Yeah, they finished filming that. I mean, God, they're gonna these phases are gonna be jacked up once they start rearranging stuff, man. Pretty sure people didn't like the latest Pet Sematary movie on Paramount Plus. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I've also heard some mixed things about that. I was intrigued about... I've got a soft spot for Pet Sematary, so I was curious about checking it out, but then they also had David Duchovny in it as well. So, here's your X-Files mention, drink. So that was, I was wanting to check it out just because of that, but I just haven't got around to it, man. You think people would be pissed if they ever did a Night Before Christmas sequel? I would be. I wouldn't be pissed. A prequel would be interesting. I heard somebody pitch a prequel about how Jack became the Pumpkin King. I think that could be cool. Do you think Marvel shows up to now were supposed to be one-shot runs like they were one-shot comics? They all seem to have planned endings to them by the end of the first season. Oh yeah. I think all of them were pretty much structured that way, except for Loki. Loki was the only one. They went into it knowing they were going to do more. That's it. So every other one was planned with an intended one-season run, from what we know. Loki being the exception, and What If, of course. But I don't count What If as as part of any of this shit at this point now, where I thought it would have been. But yeah, I do think that they were all just meant to be one-season runners for now. If James Gunn decides to add Static Shock movie or show, I hope he reaches out to Caleb McLaughlin. Well, they still said that Static movie is still happening. It hasn't been canceled, at least publicly, so hopefully they make a place for that in there. I feel like with Max running away from Vecna, people were stressing out because they had to cut to black. Everyone thought the episode ended. I'll do that. It gave me a heart attack, dude. Mike Flanagan has a choice to direct a new Nightmare on Elm Street reboot or a requel. Dude, whatever they give Mike Flanagan, I'm gonna show up to it at this point. I don't think we ever get another Hulk movie. Probably not. Probably not. Joker is one of those single viewings. I find a lot of myself and Arthur see a lot of these. And to see his fall terrifies me that I might too. That's the thing, man. The thing is, he was very relatable in some ways. So yeah, it is terrifyingly real. I mean, when you hear about certain things on TV sometimes, a lot of the time it boils down to a person like that. I think Joker was something else, man. Yes, it was. Jazz Sinclair, who plays Marie, and Chance Perdomo plays Andre and Jimmy, were also in Chilling. They were both in there? Damn. Nice. Maybe one of these days I'll actually finish it. Wish they had a plan for the Star Wars sequels instead of just winging it. Yeah, would have been great. You know, again, to rebuke the argument, because like, well, George didn't have a plan either. Obviously, there was inconsistencies throughout, but he was the imaginator. He was the one creating it. It came from a single place. They had a different writer on every movie. They had different points of view on what Star Wars is in every movie. Or they had planned to do so. Obviously, they brought JJ back for 9, which wasn't part of the plan. It was supposed to be Trevorrow who was going to be doing that. And, they just were making it up as they go. They didn't have an outline. They didn't have shit. This is confirmed by the cast, the crew, the directors. They were making it up as they went. And rightfully so. So did George, but he was the author. So even if there were some hiccups and some inconsistencies, it tonally fit the bill and had a trajectory. It had an endpoint. It's still thematically all played, even if there are some things that make you go, he didn't know what that meant then. So, there are that, but, they feel so tonally disconnected. It doesn't feel coherent to me. It gels. And I feel like that is just, regardless of whether you like him or not, I would hope that most people can acknowledge that without getting upset about it. I just recently finished the show Swamp Thing. Still, for the life of me, I don't know why they would cancel it 2 to 3 days after it came out. They actually canceled it, announced its cancellation the day the first episode came out. Well, it's because they fucked up. They fucked up where they shot it. They thought they were going to get a massive tax break for putting the swamp where they shot it, and they didn't get it. So they were unable to afford the swamp set that they had built, because they built a full-on practical swamp set, and they couldn't afford to keep it. They couldn't afford to keep the lot. They couldn't afford to store it because they didn't get the tax credit they had thought they were going to get. So it was a big old clerical error that completely fucked that show. They didn't want to relocate it. They didn't want to do anything else, and didn't want to spend any more money on it. So it just got lost to the tides, and it was really damn good. What do you think about Fast X? Also, the trilogy they talked about that will conclude the main story of that film, the Hobbs standalone sequel, which bridges the gap, and then Fast 11. That's just too much shit, man. And I like how they bring Hobbs back, but then still just to keep him separate, because I was like, oh, so The Rock fell so far from grace after Black Adam that he agreed to go talk and play with his enemy again. Not so much. He showed up at the end of that movie. He probably didn't have to shoot that scene near any of them. And he's just going to get a sequel to his film that happens to tie up. But is it going to continue the leftover super soldier mech threat from his? Probably not. I don't know. It's all a mess. Fast X was fun, though. Jason Momoa was the highlight of that movie. He made that movie in my book. What up, Omni? Gen V's great show so far reminds me of the X-Men movies. Very much, I get that impression as well. It's a really good pull right there. But I'm loving it. So much DC Titans, especially Rachel. Relax, Dion. What annoyed me about DD was that they clearly were setting up more with Bullseye. They were, but it's, again, one of those endings where it's like, oh, there's more for later that these characters are going to have to deal with. Life moves on, even if we are not there to see it. I thought it was good because it thematically reset the whole show back to square one at the end. Everything was fine and dandy, and we were all back together. Everybody was happy. Matt was going to have new villains to face off against yet again in a different way. It was it just all made sense. But I also get what you mean. I wonder if Marvel would ever use Gen V as an inspiration for how they handled the Young Avengers or the X-Men. Maybe, but well, I don't know. It's possible. Just do it like a school that gets into some stuff. What annoyed me about DD was oh, did I just read this twice? Yeah, you sent it twice. I miss Kate from Hawkeye show. Yeah, dude. I do miss Kate. We need to see Kate pop up in something. I heard a rumor that last year Bullseye would return in Echo. Played by the same actor, but it might not be true. I haven't heard that at all. So I don't know. Any of these rumors, unless it comes from another place, I would just take it as hearsay and just people spouting whatever they want, man. We hear stuff like that all the time. So-and-so is going to be back in this, and it was just people just getting attention for clicks. Now, what if now I want a What If Walking Dead show. Again, that'll be fun. Sharon Carter needs to come back. We got to resolve that for sure. Respect your opinion about next of kin. I personally love the main actress. Again, it's all I'm glad you enjoyed it. Tales of the Walking Dead had a potential to do a what if scenario, but they screwed it up. I still didn't watch any of that. Enjoy the Walking Dead world beyond, but sadly, it's only had 2 seasons. I think Batgirl would have been just as good as Blue Beetle was. I'm still mad. Again, we'll never know, which sucks. Have you seen the Christmas movie with David Harbour? I forgot what it was called. Shit, what was it called? I did see it. I did a review of it. What the hell was it called? Oh my god, I loved it. I want another one. I want another one, but I don't remember what the hell it was called. Help me, chat. How's life? Good. Good. Slowing down a little bit. I'm able to breathe. I'm able to breathe right now, so I'm enjoying that while I can. Did you see Anna Diop playing Vixen or Storm? Vixen maybe, Storm maybe not so much. Violent Night, thank you. Thank you. I knew it was something like that. Dude, that movie was so much fun. Never has Santa been so hot in my life. I want his backstory, dude. I need a prequel about his backstory. But yes, Vixen probably a little more so than I could see Storm, but she could probably do both. Any news on Joker 2 with Lady Gaga? Not that immediately comes to mind. Also found Arthur Fleck relatable too. Same. Some people have said that Cobra Kai and Top Gun Maverick did the legacy and new characters better than the sequel trilogy. Fuck yeah, they did. Yes, they did. I've always said Cobra Kai, hell, even though it did it first, I hadn't seen it at the time yet. The Rocky movies? I'm sorry, the Creed films. The Creed films. And subsequently Top Gun Maverick, Cobra Kai, all have done like they should be the prime go-to example of how to revitalize a legacy franchise. Great examples. Tusken Raider Sentinel would be interesting. Ooh, I like that. There's gonna be a Toy Story 5. Is it really gonna be the last one? No. It'll probably be a 6, 7. They're gonna milk this shit forever, man. Detective Pikachu Pokemon was awesome. Still waiting on a sequel though. Me too, man. Or just another live-action Pokemon movie, man. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it was doing good. I had a lot. It was a really fun watch. How much are you excited for Joker Hopefully I do. I'm looking forward to it, man. The musical aspects of it, like, again, I'm on the fence for it, but I'm all for musical stuff. It just has to make sense. And I love Lady Gaga, so let's go. Her as Harley, let's go. I love the first one, so if it bridges that gap and it's unique in its own way enough, let's do it, man. Have I watched Totally Killer? No, it's come up a couple times in the stream. I haven't watched it yet. Maybe we'll get around to it eventually. Have you read Trevorrow's script for 9? It would have been the best sequel by far. It had better elements. It did have some better elements, but there's still a lot in it that I didn't like either. Not to, but it was already too far gone for me at that point. I want more Jason Bourne movies, to be honest. Hey, there's probably still more to mine there. I still haven't seen the later ones. I've seen the original trilogy. I haven't seen the one with Jeremy Renner, and then I didn't see the one that they made after that brought Bourne back. So I haven't seen those. I'm glad Marvel Studios is changing how they're releasing their series. There'll be showrunners, pilot episodes, pitches, multiple seasons. I will be watching Werewolf by Night in color. Dude, I'm very curious about how that's going to go too. Because that's going to hamper, that's going to hit the budgets even harder to go that way. So I'm curious to see how that goes. Hopefully they'll be a little more, like, overall more engaging throughout or consistent. But we'll see. When peeps bring up the Star Wars sequels, just think, Poe Dameron movies. Hey, I think he was one of my favorite bits of that. Dude, Oscar Isaac, I love seeing him pop up anywhere, dude. I loved him. That was my introduction to John Boyega. He was awesome. I mean, the whole cast was awesome. But what they just did with the story was just, this is meh. Like, there's some cool stuff. Again, I'll admit, there was some cool stuff that happened. But overall, I just felt so empty after it all. But that's me. That's me. Flags with symbols or more than 3 lines are underrated. Huh? I don't understand the statement. Horror or thriller? I'll probably more than likely see a horror, but I always think thrillers usually end up being better. Do you think Thor might show up in Loki season 2 so he can be his brother again? I think eventually they're going to reunite. I think that is inevitable. That Cobweb movie starring Lizzie Kaplan and Anthony Starr on Hulu. Oh, it's out now? I wanted to see that in theaters, pretty much just for Anthony Starr, but I heard some okay things about it. I might have to check it out, but again, I think I'm just going to relax for a hot minute. I don't know, we'll see. You know, you might not care, but pertaining to the overall Walking Dead universe, Daryl Dixon is the only one worth watching other than The Ones Who Live. It was great. What the fuck is The Ones Who Live? I've not heard anything about that. Oh. Is that the title of the Rick and Michonne thing? Okay. I had to look it up. Chicken or beef? Ugh. Chicken. Violent Night. They're making a sequel. I hope they do. Again, I want a prequel more than I want a sequel, but either way, I'll take it. Violent Night, one of my favorite sleeper hits of last year. Post Order 66 Sentinel in hiding with Slap. That would be cool. What's up, Turbo? Welcome back. Of course I remember you. There's a new Christmas action movie coming out with the guy that played Rick Flag. I did see that. It's John Woo's first movie in the States in a long-ass time. I'm curious. I'm intrigued. I didn't think the trailer was very good, though. So hopefully the movie's better than the trailer. With the Star Wars shows you've reacted to, will you do the Clone Wars? I've already seen all of the Clone Wars. I reacted to the final season because I was new by the time I had my channel, but I've already seen all of Clone Wars and all of Rebels. Well, yes, I forgot about Creed doing it great as well. Creed technically beat Cobra Kai by, I think, a year to the whole legacy franchise revitalization kick. And it did it so good, man. So good. Ragu, what's up, man? Hope you're well. Showing up quick to say hi and dipping out. Spidey 2 is stealing my weekend. I'll be doing that later tonight. Have I ever watched Arthur and the Invisibles? I've never heard of it. So that's a no. There hasn't been any news on a Sonic 3. No, I mean, it's been greenlit. It's happening. But any new news? Nah. Are you excited for the new Pokemon series? Nope. If we're talking like the anime, no, not at all. Hello there, Papu. What is up, Sidekick? How are you doing? Saludos. I'm gonna screw this up. Desde Peru. Saludos to you. I don't know enough to say it enough back, so, but I appreciate it. What's up? Welcome, Sidekick. We might be closing up shop soon. Are we gonna finish on time if I catch up? I'm not that far away. A Zabrak from the original world and Dathomiri Master Jedi Padawan Jedi? Let's do it. Is Wednesday one of your favorite shows? It doesn't crack my top 10. That's, I like the show a lot. I had a lot of fun with it. I love the show, but I don't know if it would, it wouldn't crack my top 10. It probably wouldn't even crack my top 20, to be real, but I do really love it. I still don't know when Beyond the Spider-Verse is coming out. No one does. No one does. After all that crunch bullshit that came out about the studios and the work and the conditions that they were putting out the last one in, they got a PR mess to clean up, so that movie's going to take its time to come out. I hope, at least. Love your reactions. Thank you. I really do appreciate that, Sidekick. Again, welcome to the stream. Have you ever played Geometry Dash? The new update comes out in November. I have never played it. Sounds familiar, but I've not played it. Have you seen the pictures Netflix released of the Fire Nation characters for the live-action Avatar series? They all looked amazing. Think we get a trailer at Geeked Weekend next month? I hope so. And yes, those photos they put out give me hope. It gives me hope. And again, the internet doing what the internet does. People were dogging on the Azula actress because of her face. I can't with some people, dude. I can't. It looks great. They look great. I'm still very cautious about it because it is one of my favorite shows of all time. Live action and animation. After what M. Night Shyamalan's movie did, they've got to hit with this. They've got to do it. They've got to knock this out of the park. Anything less is going to be a disservice, and we're like, why are we even here? I'm nervous, but hoping it turns out okay. Do you have a favorite Friday the 13th? Mine are parts 4 and final chapter and part 6 Jason Lives. I don't know, man. Whichever the one is with the psychic girl is one of my favorites. The one where Tommy wakes him up because Tommy's an idiot. And dude, I got a soft spot for Jason X. So, yeah. Cobra Kai needs to hurry up and come back. Hey, the strike's got to end before they can do anything, man. Love the music too. Star Wars sequels wise. Oh yeah, the music and the cinematography, beautiful. The way, again, the shots, the look, the feel, you know, all of the stuff technically was great. Super well done. And yeah, John Williams brought the heat yet again. I'd love to see Devin Nakota from Scream get in more horror as a final role. Devin Nakota. I'm sorry, who was she? She's in Scream 6. Oh, was she the girlfriend that died on the ladder? Huh. I think that's who it is. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen enough of her to like give an opinion. I'd be down either way. And I'm the only one that didn't want Werewolf by Night in color. It's perfect the way it is. Hey, I think it's pointless to put it in color. I am right there with you, but yeah, I don't get it, but whatever. I think Squid Game Season 2 could be better than the first. It's got an uphill battle, man. That was a lightning in a bottle season. I don't know if it could be better. I hope it's at least just as good, but it's got a tough road ahead of itself. Really loves Lady Gaga and A Star Is Born. Have I seen it? I have not seen A Star Is Born. I have not. Hot take, I like what they did with Luke in The Last Jedi, besides him actually dying, just because I'm a huge fan of the character Mark Hamill. I like some of it in theory. I like the idea of a lot of it. I feel like the execution was done very, very poorly. And you can tell, and there's no in-world explanation for it at all. That wasn't the direction JJ had set up. Have I seen the movie called Overlord? I have not. Have I seen the movie Upgrade? I have not. I think I ask this about every time. I still have not seen it. Would you rather grow your hair long or have a buzz cut? I would rather grow my hair long. I think that Thanksgiving horror movie would be interesting. I'm curious about that one. I'm definitely curious about that movie. There was an article during the press of Loki Season 2 that they do plan to reunite Thor and Loki, but not in the show. I think it'll be in one of the Avengers films. I hope just eventually it happens. Just to please all the people wanting a live-action Clone Wars, how about a trilogy of films about a Master and Padawan navigating through the war up to 66? All new characters with cameos throughout. I think that would be the best way to go about it. What's up, Ayla Secura? Am I bi? I am not. I am not. Still think Peacemaker intro is still a banger. And I don't know. Are they going to keep the same thing? Do a new song for Season 2? Do a new dance? Will it live up? Will it feel the same? Can they keep that energy? Can they keep it strong? That's going to be hard. That's another one of those things that just hit. It was just out of nowhere and just slapped. So we'll see what happens, man. But they got, again, you got to match or top. Revan series would be cool. I just want anything set around Revan's storyline and the Knights of the Old Republic, dude. Umbrella Academy is so amazing. Cannot wait for the final season. Really excited for that. Live action One Piece was good, so Avatar could be good. It could be good, but I don't want people to be like, oh, they finally got one right, because their track record has not been that good. So like, they got one right. I don't want everybody to be like, okay, so Avatar's safe. It gives me hope that Avatar might be good, that maybe they've changed things up and that it could be good, but I'm not willing to drop my guard yet until it's actually out. I think they got Daniel Day Kim for Ozai. They have a great... If they got Daniel Day Kim for Ozai, they have a great script. I hope so. I mean, like I said, I hope so. Hold on. Live action. Netflix. Avatar. Cast. Paul Seung-hyun Lee as Uncle, as Iroh. Dude, I need to see Kim's Convenience. My introduction to him was through social media and The Mandalorian. And he's easily become one of my favorite people to like see pop up and stuff. And just like his just nerdness oozes everywhere. And him as Iroh just seems like a perfect fit. I'm so happy Insomniac adds Andrew's suit, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Tom's suit from No Way Home. They did? I didn't know they did, but that's awesome. Can't believe 2023 is almost over. I feel like this year has been hectic. It's been kind of quite the thing. Part 7 is the one with the telekinesis girl. Part 6 is the one where Tommy resurrects Jason. I love Jason X2. I mean, that liquid nitrogen kill is still iconic. Man, who's my favorite Scream Queen? Ooh. I mean, see, that's a different qualifier than like Final Girls, right? That's like a different category, right? Clarify on that real quick. Neve Campbell will always be iconic, but she never really screams that much. Did you like Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning? I had a lot of fun with it. I had a couple of issues with it, but like I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's not one of my favorites out of the whole franchise, but it was still really good. Do I like Taylor Swift? Honestly, I don't know if I'm sure I've heard some of her songs, but I couldn't name any of her songs. I have no issue with her at all. I'll leave it at that. I don't have a problem with her. I've probably heard some of her music, but I couldn't sing anything to you, and I couldn't name a song off the top of my head. Neve Campbell is definitely an icon. I was gonna say Neve Campbell is, but like she's more Final Girl to me. I wouldn't label her a Scream Queen. Uzumaki Junji, Uzumaki Junji. Oh, Junji Ito might actually be good based on the trailer. I haven't seen anything for that. I'll have to look into that. Have I played Assassin's Creed Mirage? No. I've only ever finished the first Assassin's Creed game. Other than that, I've not really played any of the other ones. Absolutely she is, Dion. Should I be mad or not mad that I have to wait till next year to see Dead Reckoning Part 2? Not mad. Not mad. Did I play the Modern Warfare 3 open beta? No. No plans on it. I'm probably not going to get the next one at this point. Miss Gotham show. I wish I saw more Bruce being Batman. You're never going to get that, sadly, because of the rights and stuff like that. But yeah, Gotham was a great show for a bulk of it. It was a lot of fun to watch. I miss that Riddler, dude. I miss that Riddler and that Penguin. I missed a lot of the characters in there. Two, so it's awesome. Do I have to watch the first Joker? Because I don't want to. I want to watch the second one because Lady Gaga. Context-wise, it would probably be pretty informative. I don't know if you need to, but I mean, I'd watch. I would recommend watching the first movie. I love the first movie. I think it's great. It's dark as shit though, but I saw it like 3 times in theaters though, so might not be a fair comparison. Nicki Minaj or Taylor. You know, I'm not really into that kind of music, so I can't really pick here. I've got some ideas to revamp Darth Bane I'm thinking about. I'd be interested in hearing some of those. Maybe not with 4 minutes left to go in the stream, but soon. She is for sure. Are you gonna watch Saw X? I've seen it. I saw it opening weekend. I just haven't posted a review for it yet. Because I just haven't had the willpower and the time to get around to it. But I'll just go ahead and let you know. I think if the first film, I said these exact words earlier. If the first film wasn't so memorable and so iconic, I think Saw X is the best Saw movie. I can't wait for Godzilla show that comes out in November. But in the meantime, I'll be watching Goosebumps, the show on Hulu. Dude, I will be checking out that Godzilla show. You will see me there. Give it to me. Also, can't wait for the new Godzilla movie, Godzilla -1. In November, I'm going to try to finally do a watch of Shin Godzilla for the first time. Have I seen Train to Busan? I have a reaction for it. Did I post it though? I know I have it on Patreon. I don't remember if that was a YouTube one. It is. I do have that on YouTube. So yeah, you can watch my reaction to Train to Busan. Is a new good show getting good? I've heard good things about it. I just don't have any interest in watching it because I've read most of the books. I've seen the originals, and I don't know. I actually didn't know. I didn't even know it was coming out. I didn't know it existed, that there was a reboot of it. But I don't know. I've heard good things about it though. I'd love another live-action Scooby-Doo movie. I would not be against that. That'd be fun. I like the ones that they did. Well, I like the first one for all of its issues. I do really have a soft spot for the first one. Second one was also really fun. Let's see. Do you like Scarlet from Mortal Kombat? I mean, as a character, not really. I don't think she's all that interesting, personally. I've never really been a Scarlet fan. Pretty sure everyone would think that 2021 Mortal Kombat was garbage. That is not true. A lot of people think that was amazing, surprisingly. There's a lot of people, a lot more than I expected, that loved that movie. I was perturbed when I left the theater, though, about it. What issues did you have with Dead Reckoning? Like, it felt, like, disconnected from the previous films. Like, everyone was on good standing by the end of everything in the last one, and then we jump ahead, and again, everybody once again hates Ethan. What they did to Ilsa, I thought, like how they utilized Ilsa felt like it was wasted or just pointless, or it wasn't earned. None of that was earned. I'm trying to also not spoil anything for anybody that hasn't seen it. None of the stuff with her storyline felt like it made sense. And I don't know if there was like behind the scenes stuff that made it go the way it went, but like, I don't like any of what they did with her. It just felt, because I like that character so much, and I think they really just didn't do, they didn't have anything new to do with her. That's all it felt like. But there was a lot I loved. But there's just some problems with the narrative and just the execution of certain elements that just kind of hung me up. But it was fun. It was a damn fun watch. Damn fun watch. But if I was ranking it, it would be like number 6 out of the 7. Chloe Frazier or Lara Croft? I mean, honestly, I'd probably go with Chloe. I like Chloe a lot. I mean, she's not the big adventurer that Laura is, but she's got your back. She's got your back, man. I mean, Laura would too, but like, I don't know. There's something just so really endearing about Chloe, man. Haven't seen Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton. Hell yeah, man. That's one of the oldest movies I've seen growing up, and like the traumatic, dude, the scene with the face stretching and the eyeballs in the mouth, that scene fucked me up as a kid. Hardcore. Batwoman, DC's Legends of Tomorrow shouldn't have got canceled. Maybe it's just me. I understand why they got canceled, and their cancellation was inevitable, but I wish they had at least gotten final seasons. Am I familiar with Dua Lipa, though? Yes. Only in the song from Barbie, because that song fucking slaps. Dude, if I'm not listening to a podcast or anything like that on YouTube, that is for sure something that I'm going to play when I'm cruising down the street. Dude, that song, I love it. I don't know who she is. I don't even know what she looks like. That's the only song you know what? Let's look. Dua Lipa. Yeah, do not recognize her. But that song, goddamn, is a vibe. What's your favorite music genre? I make music, that's why I'm asking. Like rock, alternative rock, heavy metal sometimes. I like all music. But like some just a little bit more than others. You know, I don't know. I like show tunes. I like all kinds of stuff. But like for the most part, I'm a little more alternative rock or metal. Not like heavy metal, not like not that, but like metal. I'll check out that Train to Busan reaction. But if you slap on like some Backstreet Boys though, or a show tune, or hell, High School Musical, dude, I will bust out into song. Latinos or Southeast Asians? What the fuck is this question? I'm not answering that. What the hell? What is that? Why would I have to choose? When it comes to dark movies, especially psychological, it can get to me depending on my mood. I get that. I get like that too. Like, when I sat through and binged, like, head first through all of Hill House, dude, like, I had to relax. I had to step away and, like, watch some uplifting bullshit for a while to pull myself out of that funk. Because if I live in it for too long, like, it brings my mood down. I run into that problem when I play, like, horror games, like Resident Evil and stuff like that. If I play for one setting for too long, my mood will start to deteriorate, and I'll start just feeling melancholic. Not scared, not whatever. I'll start feeling empty, if that makes sense. And I don't like that feeling, so I do have to like parse myself out when I do stuff like that. So I do get that. I can wait for that new Hunger Games movie. I heard that Jennifer Lawrence didn't want to return for it. Well, I mean, it's a prequel. It's like 30, 40 years before her character even is born. So I don't know why she would have been in it. Because it's a prequel about snow. I'm not interested in it whatsoever, though. Do you prefer Back to the Future's explanation for time travel or Doctor Who's or Endgame's? Doctor Who, probably, because it's so loose. I've seen Escape Room Tournament of Champions. I have not seen either of the Escape Room movies. Favorite Tim Burton movie? Ooh. I know there's like some that he's like a producer on, so I just want to make sure I'm saying the right movies. Where you are? Filmography. Directed features. That's what I want to look at. Out of the ones he's directed, probably Beetlejuice. Probably Beetlejuice. Actually. Franchise movies. What about them? Maybe that was a continuation of your previous post. There was a National Treasure show called Edge of History, but Disney canceled it. Wasn't that bad, actually. I was not interested in it at all. I know there's a huge obsession with those films, and I like those films, but like I don't get it to the extent that it has. And yeah, that movie was doomed on arrival. Clay Frazier or Elena Fisher? Oh, I got them mixed up. Elena was the person I was actually thinking about. Whoopsie. So, Elena. But if we're going between Chloe, sorry, I had to reset. Chloe, whoopsie. Hold on, big whoopsie here. Chloe Fraser, Uncharted. Okay, yeah, okay. I would go with Laura over Chloe, now that we went up to this. I don't see a comment from you, Justine. The last one I read was the one about Loki and Thor reuniting. None of the other ones even show up for me. Nothing after that has been showing up. So I don't know if you maybe missed me reading that one, or your comments are getting eaten by the chat. That's the only one I've seen Like, I'm double checking. There has not been another one in the chat from you. I mean, it could be YouTube just automatically deleting them. That happens sometimes, and I don't know why. It's supposed to let me approve stuff like that if it's something that gets flagged, but I don't know. It's been weird about that lately. For the past few months. Disney Plus, rewriting boring Echo series, cutting topics they can't cover. Ezra Miller character. Oh, the skinwalking is and where Miss Native Woman went. There's an Ezra Miller character? Huh? In Echo? Scoopy McScooperson over here. I don't know about any of that. YouTube doesn't like me typing Oblivion, apparently. I don't know why. What do you think of Natalie Nunn? You watch her show Baddies. Easy. Who the hell is Natalie Nunn? Natalie Nunn. I have no idea who she is. And I have not seen that show. If you like punk rock, check out Chainsaw by Losers really quick. I will not be doing that right now. I need to get through the stream. Which is your favorite incarnation of Star Trek? For me, it's a close run between Next Gen and DS9, Deep Space Nine. The only thing of the old stuff I've seen is First Contact. I've never watched any of the shows and the J.J. Abrams movies. So if I had to pick between any of those, probably be the J.J. Abrams movie. Dua Lipa is actually in an action film with Henry Cavill and John Cena. Oh, yeah, I saw her name pop up on that one. The Argyle movie thing with the cat, right? Or am I thinking of something else? Black Canary or Batgirl? Black Canary. What do you think of the mockumentary series do you like? I really like What They Do in the Shadows. Though I've only seen a few episodes of it. Because I was too busy to watch more of it. But that's the only mockumentary style show I've ever watched, though. I missed this one. Have you met a fan in real life? I have. I've met a couple at this point, all this year. Bumped into two at GalaxyCon. Two people who were familiar with the channel there, and then I met a couple of other people at a convention up the road, and then there was something else I was at. I bumped into somebody that was familiar with the channel. So, I don't know how to act, man. I don't know how to act. It's strange to me. Big data stuff only once the government is now private. Thanks to Snowden, crunched all the dirt from the res. Hollywood drama like AI. Any script for movie, but in reverse. Okay. Gorgeousine. The Doctor Who episode Heaven Sent. Peter Capaldi was fantastic. Yes. The movie is called Argyle, by the way. Okay, that was the one I was thinking of. Huntress or Vixen? Depends on which Huntress. But if it's Helena Kyle or Helena Bertinelli, I'd probably go that way. Trying to work out Starlucia's profile. Okay. Yeah, about that, right? It's Kenichi. It's Kenshi Takahashi. It is. It's Kenshi from Mortal Kombat. Just a very saucy version of Kenshi. Yeah, I don't know. Justine hasn't commented since, unless YouTube is eating all of her comments. So hopefully, I didn't want to mess up. I mean, I saw the Loki one. I saw the Marvel State changing their thing about the showrunners and Werewolf by Night. I read that one too. I mean, I read all the ones that show up in the chat, so. I don't know. Your messages just aren't showing up if you're putting them in there, though. I've ever streamed on Twitch. I used to, but I've just putting all this, everything's on this channel right now. It's about the Uncanny Counter series. I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of that. But yeah, if you want to message me or anything like that, or in the Discord or on Instagram or whatever like that, just let me know if there was anything I need to know. But guys, we've caught up with the chat. At least the chat that's shown up. I'm sorry, Justine. So sorry. I'm gonna get some dinner. I'm gonna relax for a minute, do my own thing, and then I will probably be back for a Spider-Man 2 stream later tonight. So keep an eye out for that if you want to. But Black Cat or Spider-Gwen? Black Cat, probably. But let's go. I think I'm missing out. Hold on, I'm sorry. I saw this comment and it intrigued me. Janine, evening all, by the way. We're about to leave though, so I'm going to catch and read this. But it was Fall of Usher related. I've done 2 episodes of Fall of the House of Usher, and I think I'm missing out by not knowing any Edgar Allan Poe stuff. I don't think you're missing out, but there is a lot. Honestly, knowing the stuff, I was able to tell how some of the episodes were going to end. So you might have a more surprising journey, but it is every episode, and there's so many different things. There's even some that I completely missed that were very obvious and I still missed. Like the Cask of Amontillado went right over my head. The whole wall, well, that's spoiler stuff. I'm not going to get into it. Don't look it up either. It's a spoiler. Knowing the stories are spoilers for the episodes, I would say. But they're so well done. So well done. But there is a lot of context that I feel like you would be missing out on there. But maybe look that up after and maybe go back and rewatch it. I think that would be fun. Read the stories after. You could read the stories that the show covers in an afternoon, because they're all short stories and most of them are poems. So it'd be real easy. I read The Fall of the House of Usher before it came out in like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. And most of them are online because it's public domain, so you can find a lot of the stories just on the internet. Anyway, see you guys. I might be back later tonight for some Spider-Man. But thanks for hanging out. Hope everyone has a great rest of your weekend if I don't see you there, or if I don't end up streaming for one reason or another, but I will check it out. I'll see you guys in the next one.